As incredible as it might look, this position is a draw. Can you find the plan for white here? You can pause the video for a second and try to find the best move. But before I show you the answer, would you like to take a test to find out your real chess level? I have prepared exercises for 10 different levels so you can know how strong you actually are. If anything, it will be a very useful exercise to improve your tactics ability. So, let's get started. We have 3 puzzles for every level. If you can solve all of them, you can go to the next level. So, level number 1, 500. So black plays rook to c2 here, attacking this bishop on g2, and now it's white to move, try to find the best move. So, I hope you have succeeded. Of course, it's a dangerous threat, but we have even more dangerous one, namely queen takes g7, and that's a checkmate. Okay, let's proceed with the next one. So here, black plays knight takes d2, and now white to move. Okay, a similar pattern. Well, there are a lot of pieces hanging here, but there is a very powerful idea for white. Queen takes e7, that's a checkmate in one. Also, well, that's not the only check here. There was also queen to b5, so it was a little bit more tricky as you have a choice. But queen takes e7 is also taking a piece, so, well, you should always try to start with the most active move. And here, it's a checkmate in one. Okay, let's proceed with the next one. Here you're playing as white and black played rook a4. Try to win the game here as white. Okay, so the right move is rook to d8 check. The only way to deal with it is bishop f8. And now we need to find the second move. Remember, it's not always just one move puzzle. Here it's important to continue because if you are not playing very actively right now, then black would be able to stabilize the position. So you have to play bishop h6 here. And then there is no way for black to defend this bishop. Now you can just take it, and that's a checkmate. So, if you have solved all of the 3 puzzles successfully, congratulations, you have completed level 1. Let's proceed now with level 2, 700. So we have the first puzzle here, it's white to move, try to find the solution. The right move here is queen to c8 check. And it's very important not to blunder the queen because you can go to e8, there is a bishop here covering the square, so only queen is c8 gives you the victory. Now queen d8 blocking it, but we can just take it and the puzzle is over. We are given a checkmate after bishop 8, queen takes. So let's proceed with the next one. Now white plays here queen e2, it's black to move, try to find the winning continuation. Okay, so the right move here is queen to f2 check. And then queen f1, sacrificing the queen, but there are those back rank issues for white, so that is why we are winning here despite being down in terms of material. So I hope you are successful with it. Let's proceed with the next one. Here it's white to move, it's a little bit more tricky, so try to find the best move here. Okay, so we have to play here a6, and then there is no way to stop this pawn. We don't want to take here, which you might say is more active because then this bishop would easily stop the pawn. But in case of a6, we can just promote the pawn, and even if our opponent plays b5, he's not in time to play bishop c5 or vice versa. Anyway, it's not possible to stop it, so white promotes and wins the game. So that was the final puzzle of level 2. I hope you have managed to solve all of them. If so, congratulations, you have completed the second level, 700. Level 3, 900. So, here the first problem, it's black to move, our opponent played bishop d5 and try to find the best move. So, of course, the rook is hanging, but if we are just moving it away, we are not winning anything, and, well, positionally it's better for white thanks to a better development. So, we have to be very active here, and the right move is knight takes d5, because, yes, it sacrifices the queen, but also attacks our opponent's queen. And if he would have taken the knight, we could have taken the bishop, winning the piece. Now he has taken the queen, so we can also do that and also attack the rook. So the tactics continue here. And everything that's left here is just to take this bishop. And in the end of the day, we are bishop up, so we win this game. Okay, I hope you did it. Let's proceed with the next one. Here, it's white to move after queen takes e4, try to find the victory for white. yeah, I hope you have found it. So the right move is bishop takes d7, and if king would have gone to d8, then we can just go back with the bishop, and that would be a checkmate. Now black took it, and we of course have to take it as well. King goes to f8, and now there is only one move which gives a checkmate. Queen takes f7 because the knight is protecting the square, so it's a checkmate. Congratulations if you have solved it. Now with this puzzle we have completed the third level, and before we move on to the next one, make sure to watch this video till the end, as I'm gonna share with you a proven system to find the best move in every chess position. Level 4, it's 1100 rating, and we start this level with this position. After knight f6, it's black to move and try to find the best move here. Okay, you could see that the position is a total mess. Our king is on d6, and it seems to be very dangerous, but of course we are looking for some ways to attack our opponent, and the only reasonable way to give a check is this move knight to g3, which is also a checkmate. So even though it's a checkmate in one, it's a little bit higher level because, well, you basically need to give up your knight, but, well, if you take a closer look, it's not possible to take it because of the b. Okay, let's proceed with another one. Here, black played king h6, and now it's white to move, try to find the best continuation. Okay, if you want to play g7 to promote your pawn into a queen, that would be a mistake because it's so easy for black to stop this pawn now. Black could play rook c8, which would be stopping the promotion, or even just king h7, and then the king stops it, and you can never play rook e8, trying to establish the threat again, because the king will just take it. So the right way is to play rook h7 check first, moving your king away from this g7, h7 squares, and then play g7. And then it's very difficult to stop the pawn. The only way is rook to c8, but, well, you can't go g8 right away. But what you can do is to play rook h8 first, as the rook is protected here, and threaten this g8 move once again. And then there is no way for black to stop it. They play rook g8, but we can just capture it. So hopefully I have succeeded here. Let's proceed with the next one. Now black is taking our queen, and it's white to move, try to find the winner here. Okay, so there are a few checks available here, but the best one is bishop to d4, because the bishop is so powerful here, and the problem is this rook on b7 is unprotected, and unfortunately for black, they lose it. After rook h8 check, we need to bring this king to the 7th rank, so we can win the rook here. We give another check with rook h7, now the king has to go somewhere apart from this file, and then we just win this rook. Okay, so that was level number 4. If you have solved all of the puzzles, you can be sure that you have 1100 rating points, and let's proceed to the level 5. Level number 5, it's 1300, and we started with this puzzle. After king b1, it's now black to move. Try to find the best move. Okay, I hope you have managed to do that. So of course, the only idea we need to be trying is giving a checkmate to our opponent, because otherwise we can't win the game. And queen b8 would be a horrible blunder, because our opponent's queen is covering the square, so the only reasonable square to give a check here is queen to b6. Now king goes to c2, attacking our bishop, but we have to continue our checks, and the only way to give a check and not lose this bishop is queen to b2, as now the queen is protecting the bishop. King goes to d3, and now the pawn on d5 is covering both of those c4 and e4 squares, so all we need to do is to give a check from behind, and now it's a checkmate as the king has no moves to go. Now let's continue with the second puzzle on this level, queen e3, and now it's white to move. Okay, I hope you have managed to do it, because here it's a check, but it's a little bit tricky puzzle, because our queen is actually covering the square, so we can just take it and white wins immediately. I suppose a lot of people blunder it because they see a check and immediately want to go somewhere with the king, but not always you have to just escape when it's a check. Make sure to check whether you can capture the piece which is giving you a check. And finally, the last puzzle on this level, black plays bishop d7, and now it's white to move. Try to find the best move here. Okay, so there are so many active opportunities here for white. We can try to sacrifice some pieces, but it's actually not necessary, as we can just win a piece here after knight h3, because it's a double attack. not only we are attacking this queen on g5, but also we are opening up the f file and attack this knight. And the knight is protected only once, so we can just win it. Sacrificing the knight would have been a bad option because that would open up the f file for black, and then this rook would be protecting the knight. Now it's not, and we can just safely take this knight. Okay, I hope you managed to solve all of the puzzles on this level, and now we can move on to the next one. By the way, if you enjoyed the video so far, it's a perfect moment now to hit the like button. It will help the video to spread to more people as well as support the channel. Thank you. Level number 6, 1500. So here, white played rook g1, it's black to move, try to find the winning continuation. So it doesn't help us to play rook e1 immediately because there are too many defenders there, so we have to eliminate the defenders first. And to do that, we have to sacrifice this queen, and now the back rank is free, and we can play rook e1, given a check, and there is no way to stop it except for blocking it with a queen, but we can just capture it, and once again, that's a checkmate. Okay, the next one is here. We are playing as black, and white played here rook e1, try to find the best move. Yeah, this one should be relatively simple, but it's a very useful one to remember this pattern. When you control the second rank with both of the rooks, you should try to find a way to put one of the rooks on the first rank or the eighth rank if we are talking about opposite side of the board, and just give a checkmate. And in this case, rook h1 is a checkmate. Okay, now the next one. Here we are playing as white, and black played f3, a very tricky puzzle, so try to find the best continuation for white. Okay, I hope you have managed to do that. So if we are not pushing our passer right now, then the black king would be able to be in this corner. And once it's in the corner, it always catches the pawn, and we will never have a chance to fight in this position. So we have to push this pawn right now, and then the king is not in time to get in square. So black plays f2. Of course, we can't proceed with our passer right now because f1 check promotion is a huge threat, so we have to play king e2 first, and then he plays d3, and of course we can't take it, we can't go to the d file, we have to take, and then we are still in time to take this d pawn. And of course, well, in the end of the day we are still promoting, so white wins here. So that was the third puzzle, the final one on this level, and if you have solved all of them, congratulations, you have completed this level. Level number 7, 1700 rating. So here is the first puzzle. Black took on g5, and now it's white to move, try to find the best move. Okay, so we can't take on g5 because that would lead to a queen's exchange, and black has an extra knight. Remember, if you're some material down, never exchange your queens because it simplifies the task to win the game for your opponent so much. Instead, we can play here rook takes e5, sacrifice another exchange, but now all of our pieces are incredibly active. If the queen goes somewhere, then, well, we are just crushing black, and if black takes, then queen takes, and we have still a huge attack. And even though there are two rooks for black, it's not possible to deal with all of the threats, so white is much better. Now let's proceed to the next puzzle. Here black played queen takes a2, and well, we are a whole queen down, but it's white to move, and please try to find the best continuation. Okay, I hope you managed to do that. So when you're so much material down, you have to be as active as possible. You have to give some checks or even checkmates, because otherwise you're going to just lose immediately. And so the only check here is rook to h8. Then the only check is rook to f8. This king goes to g6. And now we have a few checks available. Rook h6, but that would blunder the rook as it's not protected. And rook f6, which is better because this one is protected thanks to the pawn on e5. And that's a checkmate. His king has no moves to go. And finally, the last puzzle on this level. So black played here g takes h, white to move, try to find it. Okay, I hope you did it. So of course we always start with the most active opportunities, and in this case it's queen takes f8, winning this rook, or basically sacrificing the queen for the rook, and now we have this knight g6 fork, and we can take the queen, and as a result we have an extra exchange and a completely winning position. So that was the final puzzle on this level, and if you have solved all of them, congratulations, you have completed level 7. Let's see what happens on the next level. Level number 8, 1900. So here we have rook d3, and now it's white to move, try to find the best continuation for white. Okay, I hope you did it. So that's rook to g7, once again a check, a very active move, and now there is no real way to proceed attacking the king, but we have capture, we have here rook takes g3, and that wins a piece, and the whole position is of course winning for us. So let's proceed with the next one. Here, black played h6, now white to move. Okay, I hope you managed to solve it. So the queen is hanging, so we have no time to take this knight, but we can take the pawn on g7, and now we are attacking not only the rook on h8, but the knight on f6. And after rook g8, we can just win this knight with queen takes f6. Okay, let's proceed to the final puzzle on this level. Here, it's black to move after queen takes a7, try to find the best continuation. Okay, this position is more tricky as there are no direct winning ideas, like we are not checkmating or anything, but this queen on a7 is a little bit offside now, and we have to use it immediately, because otherwise, of course, this pawn might be incredibly strong, as white can play queen b7 and a7, but we have right now a few tempi to use the fact that on the rest of the board, basically we have an extra rook. So to do that, we have to open up our pieces. To be able to do that, we have to exchange the rooks first, and now we can play queen takes c3, attacking all of those pieces. And like I said, the white is just not in time to bring the queen to the game, and so we have win the knight here. But the game continues, queen e4, still a7 is a huge threat, and here it's once again for black to prove that there is something, so maybe you can try to pause the video for a second and find the best move here as well. So the point is, with the queens on the board, there is so much going on. There is queen checks, there are a7 opportunities, so we have to neutralize this activity from white side. To do that, remember, if you are some material up, you always want to exchange the queens, especially if your queen is more vulnerable. So the right move here is queen to d4, giving a check and exchanging the queens. Now there is no way to stop the queen's exchange, and that is why the puzzle is solved. Now that is the final puzzle of level 8, so congratulations if you have managed to solve all of them. Well, let's continue with our level 9, 2100. So that's the first puzzle here. Rook went to f1, now black to move, try to find the winning continuation. The right move here is queen e3, that's the only reasonable check I can see here, otherwise we just either lose our attack or lose our queen. King goes to h1, and now we have to continue, and the right move is knight to f2 check. Now the king can go back because we are gonna have this famous checkmate pattern, knight takes h3, king h1, queen g1, sacrificing the queen, rook takes, and we play knight to f2 checkmate. That is why our opponents took the f2 knight. Now we have to decide whether we take with the queen or with the pawn. The problem with taking with the queen is that we don't really have enough threats afterwards, because remember, this queen is covering the e1 square, so there is no checkmate ideas. But we can take with the pawn. Now this pawn is huge here, and we are threatening queen e1 and then promote this pawn and win the whole game. That is why the puzzle is solved here. Okay, here king to a6, white to move, try to find it. So the problem is now the bishop is hanging, this pawn is going on, so we have to be active right now, and the desirable b5, which seems to be a very strong check, is not really working since king is going to escape afterwards. So we have to stop this king a5 move first with the move bishop to d2, and now we are preparing the move b5, which is gonna be a checkmate. That is why our opponent sacrifices the rook, but well, we can just capture it. Otherwise, after rook g3, we could go king to c2, and next move b5 is unstoppable. If black plays b5 themselves, then we can just take it twice, and that is still a checkmate. Now, the final puzzle of this level 9, bishop f4, black to move, try to find the best move. Okay, so you see that we have some difficulties here along the e-file, and we have to deal with it somehow. If we take with a knight, then our opponent can just take it back with a pawn, and then there is a huge problem with this file as the queen is pinned, and probably we are gonna just lose. At least it would be very unpleasant after, maybe bishop a6. But we have bishop takes f3 instead, and then we have knight takes f3, forking the king and the rook, and so the queen has to take it, but now the rook is suddenly unprotected, and we can use it taking it. Okay, that was the final puzzle of this level 9. I hope you managed to solve the puzzles, and now let's move on to the champions round, level number 10. The first puzzle here, and it's white to move, try to find the winning for white. Okay, so we have to be a little bit tricky here, because just giving random checks wouldn't help. So we have to win something. You could see that the material is completely equal. So if we play queen d8 or queen c8, the king will just escape. And if even after queen c8, queen f5 check doesn't really help, as the king will just go back. So the only move which is winning here is queen to b8, because it's a double attack. Not only it gives a check, but also it attacks this bishop, which is vulnerable. Always try to find some vulnerable pieces in your opponent's camp, and then try to think whether you can attack it somehow. Here we just win this bishop, then make sure that our king is safe, and the position is winning as we have an extra knight. So let's proceed to the next puzzle. Here bishop d5, it's black to move, try to find the best continuation. Okay, so you can see that white's position are a little bit not connected here, and also the king seems to be a little bit vulnerable, so we should try to use it. In order to do that, of course, we have no time to play with this rook somewhere, because that would be too slow. We have to be active. We have to create some threats for our opponent. So we play rook a1 immediately. Now our opponent protects it with rook e3, and if we exchange, well, we haven't achieved anything pretty much. Remember that exchanges never really help unless you are really getting something straight afterwards. But here we shouldn't do that. Instead, we should create another threat for our opponent. Namely, we should bring our second rook to the second rank and attack this h2 square, threatening checkmate in 1. Now, if our opponent would have blocked it with a rook, then we could take on e1 or even on e2. Basically, both moves are winning because those rooks can't go anywhere, and then we are just given a checkmate. And that is why white sacrifices the queen, but now we just take it back. So let's move on to the final puzzle of our chess test. Here it's white to move after black captured this bishop on f6, try to find the best move for white. Okay, so obviously black has a lot of extra pieces here, so we have to be active right now, and queen h5 wouldn't help because black could just block it. So the only move we have at our disposal is queen takes f6 check. Now this king goes back. Remember that bishop is covering this e6 square, so we can't take it, but what we can do is take this rook, and now given another check, of course we have to do everything with a check, not allowing our opponent to stabilize the situation. And now we have to proceed somehow once again with a check. We have this move rook to f7 check, and the king can go back as we are covering both of those ranks, and now there is just checkmate in 1 with queen to d4. So here you have it, the whole chess test. It's level number 10, 2300. Let me know in the comments how many puzzles you have solved out of entire test, on which level you have found yourself. And now, of course, I promised you to show the solution of the puzzle from the very beginning, so let's take a look at it. So it's a very interesting puzzle here, white to move, and it seems like there is no way to stop this pawn as the king is so far away. But remember that for king, it doesn't matter whether you are going vertically or diagonally, because it takes the same amount of time. So the king is multitasking here. Not only it tries to catch this pawn, but also it tries to help the white's pawn to promote here. So let's say king g7, that's the best move in the position and the only one to make a draw. Now let's say black plays h4, trying to just promote. We are continue into the same direction, king f6. Now we are getting closer to this pawn, and basically we are threatening to promote it too. So if black plays h3, we already have king e6 or king e7, doesn't matter. And then we are just in time to promote our pawn because we also threaten to do it with a check. The king tries to stop it, then we have king d7 protecting it and establishing this threat of c8 promotion once again. If our opponent tries to stop this pawn with king b6, now going to e7 or to e6 wouldn't help because he could just catch this pawn, take it, and then still promote this one. So we continue as we did before. We play king e5. Now we create a double threat. We are threatening to play king f4 and catch this pawn. For example, after king takes e6, we can just do that. And now we are in the square, and we are just taking this pawn, and it's a draw. And we also create a thread of going to d6. For example, after h3, we go here, and once again, we are in time to promote our pawn. King b7, we have king d7 once again. And then both pawns are promoted, and of course, it's a draw. Now, in case you want to continue your chess progress, in this video I am showing you how you can find the best move in every position, starting from the very simple and going through the difficult ones.